Paul Evans, BPP University. I'm the Deputy Dean here at the School of Foundation and English Language Studies and Head of the Hospitality and Event Management Department. Today we're talking with Giovanni Valentini, who's the General Manager of the Staybridge Suites in London Vauxhall. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Paul. Thank you for having me here.
Nice to see you, as always.
Pleasure, likewise.
Giovanni, so please tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into hospitality and what you're doing now, please.
Okay, well, this goes a long time ago, although I look young. I've been starting on hospitality since 1994. And it was funny enough because I got into entertainment. I used to start to work into resorts. And every 5 or 6 months I was coming back 1 week at home, repack my luggages and start again. Well, entertainment was really the talent I was getting out from my personality. However, until a while, I had to start to do something serious. So, got back into school, university. Entertainment gave me that portion of experience to work into hotels. And while I was studying my Bachelor of Arts as hospitality management, I was working during the nights as well. So I made my career up from a switchboard attendant, housekeeping, maintenance, guest service representative, receptionist. So I did almost all those jobs, obviously, that set you off in your career in hospitality.
Tell us a bit about your current position.
General manager, it's, I would say, the best position you can have, obviously, into the industry. I manage a 93 suite bedroom apartments. It is a very small property, but the team is very small as well. So obviously, my, I would say, skills and talent does involve to do running, obviously, all the duties from general manager to a front office manager and operation manager itself. I got general manager 3 years ago, given by my current hospitality management company, Cycas Hospitality. They found in me, obviously, that recognized talent to run such a special concept, which is on Staybridge Suites. General manager are memory makers. Whether you like it or not, Paul, you got to get into the people. You got to really give an immersion of your personality. Tell them who you are, why you run that business, and also you need to be an inspirator for your internal guests. You got to command them in a way that you support them. You are there for them all the time, and actually you teach them what you have learned in experience since the past, back days to now.
And I understand, of course, since that time, I think you've been well, shall we say, awarded during this time.
Indeed. For those people who says the hard work never pays off, they're wrong. Yes, I'm a general manager. I work almost 17 hours per day into my hotel. But I do it because I love it. I do it for passion. I do it because obviously there are tasks that general manager has to accomplish, as well as we need to provide the best service, the best experience, and go beyond and above expectation. Easy theory. What it means is a lot of things to be done and a lot of sharing and caring moments within your guests and your clients and your internal guests, your team. Now, we have been awarded really recently as the best hotel in Europe. Out of among all of those 5-star hotels, resorts, and all of the rest for one simple reason. We provide exceptional service. How do we do that? We really have a huge long list of tasks which we tick off before the guest arrives, while they're here with special facilities, and when they depart or when they leave for as a courtesy follow-up. All of these tricks obviously makes our team and our task very efficient. Our team really are employed by passion and has given off obviously the best awards we could have achieved.
I was going to say, the tick list isn't everything.
Indeed.
How do you develop your people?
Well, it starts from the very beginning. You need to recruit your people based on your personality. It's easy to say, but what we do in our hotel, for instance, we do something special. We start to put those job positions online, whether it can be a guest service representative or a food and be host. Once they apply to that advertisement, the CVs basically they start to be scrutinized by our HR team. They wouldn't even open those CVs. They would just send them an invite to come for an audition session. We'll give them games once they appeal, obviously. We give them games to see their personality, where they can break the ice, where they can be a little bit unique. And only then, which is the part of the first session, those CVs are given to the general manager who will start to open them. Whether you like it or not, or believe it or not, 99% of my frontline team has never had an hospitality background. They all work in firms like Switchboards or Virgin or NHS or pharmaceutical companies. They never work in hospitality, but still they've got that talent.
You call it an audition.
Correct.
So it really is.
It is an acting role.
I'm going to say this comes back to your roots, doesn't it?
Indeed, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best way really I can find out most as a personality of a person. Remember one thing, when you've got people doing the simplest jobs as a front line, I call it, you cannot teach them how to behave. You can teach them how to use the Opera system, the PMS system, project management systems, how to use micros, obviously the F&B programs. You can't tell them how to smile. You can't tell them how to say, oh, I'm so sorry, apologetic, and then understanding and move on. So the only way you really can discover that is to put them in a real action situation and you see how they will react. Good or bad, who cares? They've got empowered to take decisions. And you know what? If they give out a smile and they really do it with compassion, they are the right people to do the right job.
So you've got your good people, but I also, having visited your hotel and had a look around the beautiful hotel that you have there, I was very impressed with the use of technology.
That's correct.
Within your hotel. Please tell us a little bit about.
It's got a little bit of background, this process, because I bring back the previous 2 hotels I've opened before to reach this role and open the Staybridge Suite in Vauxhall. The previous hotel I used to work, they had obviously technology systems, TV systems, and internet. Those were the 2 points, obviously, of unique selling points when you sell your hotel and when the guest obviously uses the technology systems. I was very disappointed about those previous hotels. And when you go into refurbished hotels, obviously there is a lot of cost involved. And if you have to replace completely the TV systems, the modems behind, and the interconnection infrastructure of the broadband systems, it's a lot of expenditure. So when I opened Vauxhall, I had the luxury to have a good budget, as well as I basically fused those 2 companies, who one provides the TV systems, the other one provides the internet, able to give to the guest a simple system where they have got involved 290 international channels with 16 different languages, a full 1 access modem per suite, so they do not share any internet within the other suite, and they've got complementary at least 40 megabytes load and upload of internet data, again for free. It's a very secure system, as well as is enabled by an Apple TV, which is capable to give you a landing system in your page of your TV, which is very simple to be used. Again, last, which we just introduced, as no least, it is Sky, so a Sky box for all the suite, complementary of all the packages where the guests can actually access, put the login if they would have it at home, or just use it as a free mode. Again, the result is simple system, multi-language, complementary, and you know what, we use it as our unique selling point. What it means is, thanks to these prototype systems, which we won the award of best using technology in Europe, and it's very simple, we have been able to increase our ADR, average daily rate, of £10 since when we installed it. So I can assure you that it does work, first of all from the guest perspective, second of all from the profit perspective. So it can be sold to an owner as well as simple usage to all our guests.
So, I mean, the fascinating there, I mean, you've got this, say, this USP. A lot of it, I mean, it's a new operation from there. How have you looked to build in sustainability into your hotel?
Well, Staybridge Suite is part of the Intercontinental Hotels Group. We have a mandatory I would say targets that we have to achieve within the company, thanks to Green Engage. Green Engage is a very successful system which we use online. Every GM has to have obviously a training for it and has to implement a sustainability action. What do we do basically? Do we work only with companies who can provide me carbon reductions, waste management, obviously recycling management, as well as timeless delivery and pickup. By doing all of those, obviously, we work on sustainability. By doing all of these actions, which obviously can be a little bit pricey, we then return on investment to be very successful on Green Engage. We call it just Green Engage, obviously, because it's compliance for us, Intercontinental Test Group hotels, to have it on board. But it's also compliance on a daily basis to achieve as such. If you don't, we will be marked down as well as we wouldn't be compliant.
So there's a real perception that sustainability and return on that investment
Correct.
is a real return.
It must be together. If you spend so much into a system for pick-up and delivery, obviously, of recycling, wastage, and all of the rest, you got to have an implementation into the suites or rooms, obviously, that the guests are educated to do so. What do we do in our hotel? We have got select apartments, suites. They all have kitchens. They all have got, obviously, an increment of facilities within the suite. We do have, since start, a introduction into waste management. The guest needs to learn, is their house, is their room, so why don't you actually help us out to be successful in the way that we do help the world, we do recycle, we do really do the active. For them all, if they don't do it, obviously we have educated all our team members, especially our linen porters, so collections waste, to, unfortunately, when they can, to separate, obviously, this waste.
I can see, initially going back years, the whole idea of towels and not laundering towels.
Indeed.
There was always a perception it was more about the hotel trying to save money than actually a real kind of recycling and sustainability issues. But that seems to have changed a great deal.
It is truly changed. Remember that we work in a world where obviously sustainability are supported by many companies. If you do operate into hospitality, you will obviously reach a stage where you've got corporate, government business are working for you. They are the first one to be recycled. Okay. They're the first one to be green engaged. If you don't comply with that, you won't be able to be shortlisted between the usage of the companies. And it's not only because of them, it is healthy. I mean, if you work in an environment where you don't really care, you just spend the money, you don't really do anything on your return on investments and return on the world. So yes, we are very on a top line in order to promote recycling, especially with all our guests that we operate with and the company we do get supplies by.
I've got you. So where do you see the next major movement in hotels when you're looking at your new ones you're looking to open? What will you be looking to actually achieve within them?
Well, there is no
secrets, of course.
I won't give you any, I would say, infrastructure. However, it's very different how the market changes at the moment. In theories, obviously, you can have a lot of studies how the Europe should change and the world should change along with the Europe. Obviously, that's the market we operate. However, there is forces, unfortunately, at the moment which implicates our trends. First of all, obviously, is terrorism, whether you like it or not. People are refrained at the moment to travel as much as they used to do before. Second of all, Brexit, whether you like it or not, it is an action taken which will be having an impact. As you were saying also earlier, 40% almost of the workforce in hospitality is European. Not because of anything else, but most of us obviously has got it into our heart. So they are the more propeller for a great service on hospitality. Others obviously got different talents. But these forces together will obviously change also the business we do operate. We have incremented, unfortunately, the way that we study our guests, why they come to our market, and how much do they want to spend, unfortunately. We do operate with pest analysis and SWOT analysis very attentively. And unfortunately, we used to do this once a year. Now we do it once a month. Nevertheless, geographic statistics and STR, which is the comparison between all the other trends companies around in our market, it is strongly used on a daily basis. We compare everything at the moment. We compare where the guests arrive from to how much do they spend and which are the implications, obviously, of losing that business or gaining that business. So forces like government, terrorists, and companies relocating in those areas are very strong for us to intervene in which business do we have to operate in, which market do we have to penetrate, and also which are the company we're going to work for. This is a long speech, but really it does summarize a lot of infrastructure data.
I mean, you've talked around people, you've talked around service, you've talked around also the technology and the sustainability within the room, but also this whole concept now of big data.
Correct.
Which seems to have moved on and seems to be moving so quickly to make sure that we're keeping of it.
There is a great thing, obviously, which moves together with us at the moment, technology. As you say, obviously, from the guest perspective, is a unique selling point. But remember, hospitality management company now are working into new programs which provide data on a daily basis. Technology is also, obviously, an increment from our side. Now, since when you start, obviously, for the STR, which is giving you a comparison in your local market, competitors, ADR, ARI, and MPI. Those are really great points.
You need to tell us what those stand
obviously,
for.
it's basically the average of the daily rate we've got in hotel is the average of the occupancy each hotel has, and the last one is the average of the RevPAR, which is the revenue per occupied room. How many rooms you would sell and how much you would make of those. Now, those data from premise is your daily bread. As you open, previous 10 years ago, you were opening the Financial Times. Now we open our reports on a daily basis. Those reports will tell you immediately on a daily basis, watch out. Your competitors doing greater in occupancy, they have maybe less ADR, and maybe they've got less rooms available to be sold. Immediately you start the day with so much data that your day changes completely on your strategic action plan. So in summary, we have got great tools out there which summarize analysis and data. It's up to our general manager or management companies to interpret those data to make your business successful on a daily basis. All of those decisions-making process with all of this data will give you, on a daily basis, only one result, the GOP. You guys study, obviously, about GOP, so gross operating profit is how well and sustainable and successful you're running that business. There is very different brand out there. There is very different segment they do penetrate. Service apartment, hotels, full services, self-services. Whether you want to choose the right one or not, it depends, obviously, the return on investment, ownership, stakeholders, and the companies want to expect from yourself as running that business. But it's down to you at the end to understand, I want to control that cost, I want to maximize my profit, and indeed, I want to have an higher GOP out there.
And finally, tell us a bit about Waggers.
Oh, well, for those who don't know Waggers, Waggers is my Labradoodle. It is Waggers Valentini, Paul. That's his name.
He has a Valentini name. Okay,
it is the first hotel resident dog in London.
Right.
Now, the story behind having a dog in a hotel, it was coming from Staybridge Suites as a concept, as a brand. Welcome home away from home. This brand, obviously, and concept is really successful. And when we opened the Staybridge Suite in Vauxhall, we were obviously employed as a management company. We arrived to the hotel infrastructure, which wasn't even finished to be built, but our ground floor looked extremely dispersive. It wasn't really giving that warm feeling at home. You know, the fireplace was electric. The ceiling was very high. Usually you've got lower. So we started to think, obviously, together with my directors, what can we do to give that impression of warm feeling? Obviously people, obviously product, but when you have such building, it's not as easy. One day we thought about animals. We were talking about, obviously, these dog walkers and so on, and suddenly we had that idea. Why don't we buy a dog for the hotel? And I had that idea for a reason, mainly. I used to do entertainment, as I said at the very beginning, and doing entertainment means I'm away from home long time. When I was coming back, my family used to have boxes breed. And like it or not, I was coming back only to see my dogs, not even my parents. So by having this idea, we thought, okay, what if, since we are expertise on long stay businesses, my Staybridge Suite, what if we put a dog? And obviously the guest has got something to look after when they come. The dog, obviously, it is proven, is giving you, take away a smile from you. It is an animal, obviously, you can play with. And then we have started to choose which breed, obviously, would have been more successful for our hotel. Now, whether you believe it or not, we have quantified the boom on news and media that when they discovered that the first hotel resident dogs was in Staybridge Suite in Vauxhall. We quantify around 80,000 marketing campaign we wanted to have for our hotel since opening. Guess how much we spent?
Go on.
£4,000. £4,000 is the worth of vaccine, buying a dog, implement the risk assessment, right, and getting an insurance. You know how much was the equivalent value of the boom of Waggers? £640,000, Europe-wide. He has been into 140 magazines. He has been on BBC Barking Under the Moon radio. He has been in Shakespeare in Love. The Labradoodle came to our hotel. So it's been all over the place for media. Yes, it's been a great decision. Yeah. We didn't think, obviously, had that outcome. But you see, when you come up with something unique, expect the unexpected.
Well, Giovanni, I can honestly say that you are unique. Your hotel is unique, sir, and thank you very much indeed for your time you spent with us today.
You're very welcome, Paul. I'm really a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.